do you think that people are afraid to give high prices? And actually, where is the problem?
Oh, there are a lot of problems here. There's so many problems. I think we generally have a discomfort talking about money. As creative people, we're afraid to create anything that might create friction. And so we avoid confrontation and friction and any kind of pushback. We have poor measures of our own creative worth because we have nothing objectively to measure it against. Because if you made something that was a commodity in the market that can be compared, at least then you would have a market price. But creativity and the things that you make is so subjective and individual and bespoke in terms of what you create for who you create it for, that it's hard to have these measures. Plus, we have poor role models. We have instructors who teach us the way that they price, and now it becomes a generational problem and a challenge. But when we talk about price, there's a simple thing to understand, that price tells a story. If you were at a open door market and you saw a bunch of watches, and there were several Rolexes, right? And you don't know anything about them. You're not a watch aficionado. You don't know how to spot counterfeits from real ones, but you see ones that are priced $50 and you see ones that are priced a couple $1,000. Without knowing anything about the watch or anything else, you come to some conclusions about which ones are replicas, which ones are counterfeits, and which ones are the original, purely based on price. Price tells a story. And if you look at the world objectively, you can see like, okay, an expensive home must be a good neighborhood. It must be built well. An expensive car, it must handle amazingly. An expensive bottle of wine, it must be the best. It must be vintage from a good vineyard. Okay. And so we can understand that. I think most of us can accept that. And high price things attract high price buyers. Like we attract certain kinds of people, because what we don't understand is the transaction. When we make a decision to buy something, it's not purely dollars and goods. It's about identity. So when people buy something, they're trying to shape their own identity and to find meaning in their life. Okay, so if I buy a Mercedes versus the Toyota, it's because I see myself as a Mercedes owner. Like I've achieved a certain level of success, and I deserve to reward myself with one of the finest automobiles. Whereas if I buy a Toyota, maybe I'm a more sensible person, and I'm not trying to splurge and waste money on a vehicle. Maybe I'm more family oriented. I'm very practical and pragmatic. So everything that you buy is a reflection of who you are and what you do. And so you have to ask yourself, when I price myself lower, what am I telling the client? Maybe I'm the counterfeit. Maybe I'm the poor substitute for the real design firm. Whereas the confident design firm prices high and then says, when you're ready, when you can afford it, when you've achieved a certain level of success, when you want the absolute best and you don't want to take any chances, low risk, come find us. We'll be here. And in fact, if you don't work with us, it's totally fine. We'll be working with your competitors.